Where is Golgotha? Where in Jerusalem did Jesus' crucifixion take place? And where is the site of his burial? Did it happen in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre or in the Garden Tomb? We are now in the Garden Tomb, which is considered to be the Protestant site of the burial and resurrection of Jesus. I know this is a strange way to start. What does Protestant site mean? Well, let's look into it. The Protestant came to Jerusalem 200 years ago and didn't like what they saw. Like many others, they had imagined a hill outside the city, a garden, and a tomb, basically what they had been reading about in the New Testament. And when they arrived here, they found the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, a building inside the city that was full of groups of people, candles, and many different denominations. They said to themselves, this isn't right. This doesn't feel right, and this can't be the right place. In the New Testament, it says that the crucifixion occurred outside the city, and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre is inside the city. In the 19th century, some Protestant scholars started to point out that this hill, north of Damascus Gate, fits these scriptures better. For a start, it's outside the city, and there is a garden. Also, if you look at this hill from the old city, as we did a few minutes ago from the ramparts, the rock actually looks like a skull. And Golgotha means skull in Hebrew and Aramaic. It was General Charles Gordon, a British Army officer and administrator, who did the most to promote this site, this place, known today as the Garden Tomb, as a Protestant site of resurrection. Since 1894, this site has been run by a British foundation and now serves as a pilgrimage site. So let's start with the most important question. Who is right? The Protestant, who believe it is here, or the Catholics and Orthodox and Armenian, who believe it is in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre? The answer is that we don't really know. 40 years after the crucifixion, the Jews rebelled and Jerusalem was destroyed. 60 years later, the Jews rebelled again, the Bar Kokhba revolt, and Jerusalem was destroyed again and rebuilt as a Roman city. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre wasn't built at the site until the year 330. Did the first followers of Jesus manage to remember the location of the exact site? When Hadrian built a Roman temple dedicated to Venus at the site of the crucifixion to prevent the followers of Jesus from coming to the site, did it actually help to preserve the real spot? Maybe, that's also a possibility. Now, what about this site? I know that some of you won't like what I'm about to say, but please hear me out. As a tour guide, I follow what Israeli archaeologists say, seeing as they are real professionals and don't take sides in this discussion. Gabi Barkai and others date the grave here to the 7th or 8th century BC, so hundreds of years before Jesus. And the New Testament tells us that Jesus was buried in a new grave. They also date the elements in the garden back to the Crusaders, who arrived 1100 years after Jesus. Moreover, in 2016, the grave in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre was opened for renovation for the first time in hundreds of years, and archaeologists from Athens, as well as Israeli archaeologists, confirmed that the grave is from the time of the Second Temple, the time of Jesus. There is no archaeological evidence that contradicts the belief that Jesus was buried where the Church of the Holy Sepulchre stands. What the Protestant didn't know is that the place where the Church of the Holy Sepulchre stands today was actually outside the city walls in Jesus' time. But none of this is really that important, because if you are a true believer, it is not the burial site that matters, but the fact of the resurrection. And does it really matter if it happened here or a few hundred meters from here? This open-air site resembles the area of the crucifixion more than the church. This site, this garden, is a beautiful place to reflect, to meditate, to pray. From here we are going to go back to Damascus Gate. You can stop for some bread and hummus at Ikar Mawi, one of the best known hummus joints in Jerusalem. From Damascus Gate, you can head back up to the walls through a site called the Roman Square, which is located under the Damascus Gate, or if it is closed, as it is now, then just walk around the walls from the outside. Most of what I'm going to talk about at our next stops is outside the walls, and you will be able to save yourself quite a bit of walking. If you like this video, please give it a like, it really helps. One of my next videos will be about a very sensitive issue, what Israelis think about Jesus and Christianity. If you have watched this video until now, I think you will find my next videos interesting as well. So subscribe and hit the bell so you will be notified when I upload a new video. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's actually a video taken from the Ramparts tour in my Jerusalem app. If you like this video, you will love my app. I will leave all the links below the video. See you next week. Yalla bye.